keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of the arguing and lying. So goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is May the 11th, 2024, and today the topic is the Golden Rule. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys had a fabulous Friday. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. You guys see, those that are watching live, that your girl is out here in nature once again. That's because we decided to go ahead and bring NJ out for soccer. So he is out there playing soccer with his friends right now. My husband is here as well. So to God be the glory for that. To be honest, the song Little Things has been going in through my heart and mind because honestly, yeah, it is the little things that are so great. Um, to be honest with you guys, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? Y'all know I try to be open, honest, and transparent. I was almost not going to record. Um, not because I didn't receive a juice and things like that, but I mean, I kind of just wanted to bask in the moment with my family. You know what I'm saying? Um, because like I said, it's my husband getting out of the house, us going for NJ soccer. You know what I'm saying? His first, so it's all of our first time being here and him doing this new venture and stuff like that. And then it's Mother's Day weekend as well, y'all. So I mean, I was like, and I'm not. So my husband said he was gonna come up with something for me or whatever because I asked him. I was like, "Hey, can you do something?" You know what I'm saying? You take the reins on what Mother's Day gonna look like for me, um, and whatnot. And so I didn't know if today was going to be incorporated in that or what. And so so I was trying to leave space and opportunity for him to getting inspired or whatever the case may be. Um, but anyway, with that being said, uh, the past couple of days have just been kind of thrown off because Thursday I didn't work, Friday I did go to work, and then obviously there's preparations and whatnot the church is doing for Mother's Day, and then today again this is our second time coming to the soccer uh, class and whatnot, and like I said I didn't have no plans outside of this for today, but again I was leaving it open for my husband because I did talk to one of my homegirls and was like, well, worst case scenario, girl, we'll do something for ourselves for Mother's Day or whatever. But I didn't hear back from her. And so I just was, just open, just seeing what the Lord was going to do outside of, of course, whatever the church is doing tomorrow. So, anywho, um, so with that, all of that being said, I was like on my way out, on our, leaving the house, I was thinking, well, because I didn't write down anything for the juice this morning. I just went and got ready and stuff like that. Like I had received the word, but I still just was like, meh, I'll if maybe I'll take the juice with me because if we're riding together, obviously, I'm sitting on the passenger side, so I can sit there and write down the juice in my journal. You know what I'm saying, and go from there. But on the ride up, I didn't feel led to write for some reason, so I was like, okay, well maybe I won't do it. But here's the thing: so we got here to the park, right? And soon as we parked or whatever, I was thinking in my mind, maybe I won't do the juice today. As soon as I said that, I looked down and my phone said 9/11, and I was like, because it was 9/11 or whatever, and I was like, uh-oh, I think I'm supposed to do the juice today. So for anybody that tunes in, listens, watches, whatever the case may be, who knows? This juice might be for you. Like I said, I was almost about to not do it, and the Lord in his own way pushed me forward to go ahead and have this conversation. So let's talk about it, y'all. The golden rule. I mean, on one hand, your girl ain't saying nothing brand new, man. Y'all know what the golden rule is, right? Do unto others as you have them do unto you. Things of that nature. But I mean, I can't lie, man. Seeing that this morning when I woke up, because I woke up at 7:12, and that's what led me to that verse. Um, I was a little convicted and whatnot because, sometimes we so happy about grace and mercy. We so appreciative again when when we do wrong, right? Um, that if we don't get the consequences of doing wrong, then we are totally fine with that, right? But then for some reason, when it comes to us extending that grace mercy to someone else, it's hard, right? It is hard to do, for a variety of reasons. I'm sure. But I guess the main one is us just being human, right? And wanting to do what we want to do when we want to do it, and wanting to take things in our own hands and things of that nature. And so, um, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Uh, again, I know that's easier said than done. I know it's a phrase I've questioned a lot in life. I think I told you guys before what I started to wonder, because I'm like, okay, well, Lord, if people are doing wrong to me, then that means that's what they want done to them. So am I supposed to do wrong, or am I still just supposed to do what I want to be done to me, to them, even though they did whatever you know what I'm saying? So we can go on that journey round and round and round, right? Because it's like, well, that's what they did, so that's what they wanted, right? But then if you do it back, then that's what you want, right? Uh, so it's just one of those things to think about. And again, I guess what I was reminded of this morning is God's radical love, right? Um, God's way of thinking about this obviously is way different than ours. Um, so no, to him, you don't do what the other person do to you, right? He's calling us, those that believe X, Y, and Z, he's calling us to do the complete opposite. Um, and so, again, if you're listening to the sound of my voice today, if you're watching this, whatever case may be, then I'm challenging you, friend, to do what the word tells us to do. Um, and it may not feel good, it may not feel right, you may not want to, but again, the more obedient you are to the Lord, the more He can work, right, and take care of you and things of that nature, and handle it, right. I tell you guys all the time about different things that has happened in my life where, again, people have done me wrong, or situations and whatnot happen, and you're like, man, I just want them to feel how I feel, or I just want something to be done to make me feel better about whatever they did to me. Um, but then, I tend to take the humble route a lot. I tend to be like, you know what, I'm just not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna be X, Y, and Z. And people, again, I guess look at me as naive because of that. People look at me as foolish, whatever they look at me as, because I humble myself in a lot of different situations, right? Maybe even situations that I shouldn't or shouldn't need to or shouldn't have to humble myself in, right? But again, as I humble myself before the Lord and say, hey, I'm not gonna deal with that person the way they deal with me. I'm going to move forward. I'm gonna still show love. I'm still gonna, you know, do whatever it is that the Lord is calling me to do and handle it the way the Lord is calling me to handle it. And saying I know things work out in my favor. It's happened multiple times throughout my life, multiple situations. Um, some really high stakes situation as well as some really like, low stakes, oh, maybe my feelings would hurt type of situations. And so with that being said, again, you guys can go deeper and study everything that the Bible says about, again, vengeance being the Lord's and all that type of stuff, and what should happen and how you should handle it and stuff like that. But let me go ahead and share with you guys these verses that were standing out to me this morning. Okay. So the first one was Matthew 7:12. It says, so whatever you wish that others would do to you, also do to them, for this is the law and the prophets. I mean, it said what it said. So next time you think about vengeance, next time you think about not unforgiveness, next time you think about anything outside of the way and will of God, keep that on your heart and mind that, hey, this is what God asked me to do. He asked me to do unto others what I would want them to do unto me. So if you will want somebody to extend grace and mercy to you, then that's what you should do. If you want forgiveness, then extend forgiveness. Yes, that's hard. Yes, it can be difficult. We might not want to do that, right? We want vengeance, we want justice, we want all those things. But at the end of the day, let the Lord handle that, and you do what you're supposed to do, regardless of what someone else do. And that's another thing. I was talking to a couple of fellow wives yesterday, and whatnot. And again, it can be difficult because you're like, well, he out of order too. You know what I mean? He ain't doing right. If your wife talk about your husband or vice versa, oh, my wife ain't doing this and she ain't doing that. That ain't what the Lord called you to do. He called you to love that person. He called you to um, submit to one another. He called you to, again, the unconditional love that God gives us, we should be extending to others. So you can fill in the blank with whoever the other is, whether it's your spouse, your neighbor, your family, your friend, your boss, whoever it is. Fill in that blank with whoever you're thinking about right now, and just be encouraged and inspired to do what the Lord tells you to do. You might not like it. It might be Pope, but I mean, it say what it say. So let me go ahead and give you guys another verse. Galatians 5:14. It says, "For the whole law is fulfilled in one word. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." As I was writing that verse down, what I was receiving is the word. The one word is love. The law is fulfilled in love. So people got so much to say about the commandments and all the different things, the different rules and whatnot. Y'all, I'm not this stuff was all of that. Jesus simplified it in just two statements. He said, "Love God and love others." Like, it's that simple. Love itself will help you fulfill the law. Love for God, again, honoring God, respecting God, and His creation in every aspect is going to, again, help you not break any of the other laws according to the Bible. Now, again, y'all can choose to believe that or not, but that's what it says. And so, again, if you a rule follower or whatever, then follow those two rules, right? If you having trouble, matter of fact, I think I ended up writing down uh another one of those verses that kind of go deeper about this. Let me see. Let me check. It might just be in the go deeper section. Yeah, I think it might be in the that verse might be in the go deeper section, but it talks about how it talks about adultery and all stealing and killing and like all these other things, right? But it tells us again, in order to, again, it's not just say solve that issue, but in order to again fulfill what the law says about those things, then you need to be loving again one another. Um, your neighbor, everybody, every single person, um, including your enemies. Let me go ahead and share this verse with y'all. Y'all should know it already, but here it is. It might be Pope, but it's Matthew 5:44. It says, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." This is the way that God loves. This is what God does. You know what I mean? And so, again, it may not be the best, thing to do in our heart and mind, right? We're thinking, oh, I don't like that person and that person don't like me, and all this different type of stuff. But what is God calling us to do? Love them. He's calling us to pray for the people that's persecuting us. So, I mean, friend, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this whole thing might be pulp today, but obviously the Lord wanted me to come on here and talk about it and whatnot because it's an issue. It's a real issue. Um, But ultimately, again, put yourself in the shoes of whoever the person is. Again, if you want grace and mercy, give grace and mercy. If you want forgiveness, give forgiveness. If you want, whatever it is that you want, extend that to the next person. That's the best way you're gonna get it. And hey, I'm here to tell you now, you might not get it exactly from that particular person, you know. Go ahead and get that out your head that, oh, it's a tit for tat thing, right? You might get it from somebody else, right? Or you might just get it from the Lord, which who's better to get it from? So I don't know. That's just something to think about. Let me go ahead and keep telling y'all what else the Lord wanted me to share. So Ephesians 4:32, it says, "Be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you." That's the part we be forgetting. We know deep down that, oh, God forgave me, but if for some reason, again, we want to go through life and not practice the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Now, unless you want to be unforgiving, and unless you want to be, you know, have the wrath of God on your head and X, Y, and Z, go forth. do what you do. You got free will. God gave it to you. I can't take it away from you. But I believe that He sent me here today as a 911 message to anybody again that encounters this video or recording or whatever the case may be. That hey, you might want to rethink um how you treat people in general. And hey, I could be talking to myself all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Miracle, make sure you everybody, honoring people in their positions and different things like that. So hey, let us all take this. You know what I mean? Um, Let me go ahead and wrap this thing up, y'all. I think that was pretty much it. Um, yeah, man, y'all got the juice, I think. So, I mean, you guys can go deeper. Plenty of verses in the go deeper section to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But the Bible verse of today is Ruth 1:16. It says, "And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, not juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye bye, and happy Mother's Day. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in advance. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye bye. All right, so my people that are watching your girl live, man. Like I said, I am at this park. Y'all probably heard all the different park noises and things going on. Uh, Kids is playing out here in this playground right now. Let's go see NJ play soccer, y'all. Um, it seems like this is gonna be a regular Saturday thing for us since we let the sign them up at least for the first 5 classes. So shout out to Coach Manny, aka Mr. Emmanuel, my fellow coworker at Mountain West Church. Um, he's an amazing uh, gentleman and whatnot. So he's out here with the kids today. Um, so yeah, let's get a sneak peek at NJ and whatnot. Let's see what they got going on. So he's up there running on the field right now. Uh, my husband's over there talking to Joe. This is Joe. Um, Here, what y'all want to see? Y'all want to see NJ out there? There go NJ, y'all. He has the hat on. He has the baseball hat on. Looks like we got the blue team against the red team. Oh, let's see. Had a comment there. Miss Thelma. Hey, Miss Thelma. They're going NJ protected the goal, apparently. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go, good people, man. Y'all have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And yeah, man. Um, I'm gonna enjoy this day, man. Like I said, it's the little things, right? It's the little things. So, all right, y'all have a great day. Bye.